A nun, really needing to go to the bathroom, walked into a local Hooters. The place was hopping with music and dancing, but every once in a while the lights would turn off. Each time after the lights would go out, the place would erupt into cheers. However, when the revelers saw the nun, the room went dead silent. She walked up to the bartender, and asked, "May I please use the restroom?" The bartender replied, "I really don't think you should." "Why not?" the nun asked. "Well, there is a statue of a naked man in there, and his most private parts are covered only by a fig leaf." "Nonsense," said the nun, "I'll just look the other way." So, the bartender showed the nun the door at the top of the stairs, and she proceeded to the restroom. After a few minutes, she came back out, and the whole place was hopping with music and dancing again. However, they did stop just long enough to give the nun a loud round of applause. She went to the bartender and said, "Sir, I don't understand. Why did they applaud for me just because I went to the restroom?" "Well, now they know you're one of us," said the bartender. "Would you like a drink?" "But, I still don't understand," said the puzzled nun. "You see," laughed the bartender, "every time the fig leaf on the statue is lifted up, the lights go out in the whole place. Now, how about that drink?" Condoms and Dramamine. Mr. Schwartz comes home one evening, and his wife greets him at the door. "Melvine," she says, "I have an idea. Let's you and me take a week-long cruise. We've got time, the kids are all on their own now, we've got the money, we'll have a great time." "Great idea, honey," says Mr. Schwartz. He runs down to the corner drugstore and says to the young pharmacist, "Eddie, give me 7 condoms and 7 Dramamine tablets." "Coming right up, Mr. Schwartz," says Eddie. As soon Melvine gets in the door, his wife is waiting and says, "You know, honey, I've been thinking, why not go for 2 weeks? We've got no responsibilities, we can get ourselves a nice tan, see those beautiful islands and really relax. What do you say?" "Great idea, honey," says Mr. Schwartz, and he runs back to the drugstore. "Eddie, give me 7 more condoms, and 7 more Dramamine tablets," he says. "Coming right up, Mr. Schwartz," he says, and Mr. Schwartz heads back home. As he comes through the door, his wife is there again, and says, "Honey, I've been thinking, let's do this vacation right. Let's go for a whole month." "Great idea, honey," says Mr. Schwartz. Once again he runs down to the pharmacy, and says, "Eddie, give me 14 more condoms and 14 more Dramamine tablets." "Mr. Schwartz," says Eddie, "can I ask you a personal question?" "Sure," says Mr. Schwartz. Eddie asks, "If it makes you so sick, why do you do it so much?" A white politician goes to an Indian res for a stump speech. "The native population is part of this great nation's heritage. I want to represent and further your interests. Hoya, hoya, hoya," they chant. "We should respect your culture and traditions while helping you advance in society, if that's what you wish. Hoya, hoya, hoya. The country should pursue restorative justice for past injustices, while protecting your rights and privileges on the reservations." Hoya, 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 they shout. After his speech, the chief walks him back to his car. "I think that went great," says the politician. "They really loved what I was saying." The chief gives him a side eye and says, "You think so? Hey, watch it. You nearly stepped in that big pile of Hoya." What did the pirate say when he turned 80? "I'm 80. The jar in the bar. A guy walks into a bar and notices a very large jar on the counter and sees it's filled to the brim with $10 bills. The man guesses there must be thousands of dollars in it. He approaches the bartender and asks, "What's up with the jar?" "Well, here's the deal. You pay $10, and if you pass 3 tests, you get all of the money." The man certainly isn't going to pass this up, so he asks, "What are the 3 tests?" "Pay first," says the bartender. "Those are the rules." So, the customer puts $10 into the jar. "Okay," the bartender says, "here's what you need to do. First, you have to drink an entire gallon of pepper tequila. The whole thing, all at once, and you can't make a face. Second, there's a pit bull chained up out back with a sore tooth. You have to remove the tooth with your bare hands. Third, there's a 90-year-old woman upstairs who has never reached orgasm during intercourse. You've got to make things right for her." The man is stunned. "I know I paid my $10. But I'm not an idiot. I won't do it." "You have to be nuts to drink a gallon of pepper tequila, and then do those other things." "Your call," says the bartender, "but your money stays where it is." The man has a few drinks, then a few more, then finally asks, "Where is the tequila?" He grabs the gallon with both hands and downs it with a big slurp. Tears are streaming down both cheeks, but he doesn't make a face. Next, He staggers out back where the pit bull is chained up. The people inside the bar hear a commotion, then they hear the pit bull barking, and the guy screaming, then the pit bull yelping, and then silence. Just when they think the man must be dead, he staggers back into the bar. His shirt is ripped, and he has large, bloody scratches from head to toe. Now, he says, "Where's the old woman with the sore tooth?" Please smash the like button, and subscribe to my channel.